Hey guys, how you going? Welcome to your fifth Moment.js tutorial. This one is going to be about displaying and formatting your dates and times. So just a quick heads up, I'm going to be using the Moment with Locales version. That's because some of these features support locales. You don't need to use this version. It just means that the locale aware features aren't going to work. If you do want to use this version, then just go to the Moment.js website and download the Moment with Locales version right here. So anyway, let's go back inside here and begin by creating a moment for the current time. We can make a new constant here called m equal to moment, just like that. And one of the more basic ways to display your moment object is going to be called, or it's going to be the toString method. So I can say here console.log m.toString, and this is basically it's gonna print out the date time string for this moment object. So I can save this and refresh. We see here obviously the date time string, and we can notice that it has GMT plus 1000. So just so you know, all of these displaying and formatting methods by default, if you don't change the UTC offset on your moment objects, then they're going to be displayed in your local UTC offset or time zone. So for me in Australia right now, I am 10 hours ahead of UTC, which means it's being displayed in GMT plus 10 or a 10-hour UTC offset. Just keep that in mind. Anyway, let's go back inside here and take a look at the format method. So we can say console.log m.format, and this method right here is going to allow you to display your dates and times using tokens. So for example, if I was to pass in here 4 lowercase d's, this right here is a token which represents the day of the week. Okay, so I can save this and refresh. We see here we get Wednesday. So you can refer to the documentation. Just go down to the display and format section. We can see here we've got a table describing every token and their output. So for example, obviously we used the 4 Ds right here, which gave us the day of the week. Of course, you can then combine these up to produce some useful output. So for example, let's go back inside here, and I can say 4 Ds, 3 capital M's, a capital M, a lowercase o, and 4 Y's. I can save this once again, refresh the browser, and now we get Wednesday, May 5th, 2019. It also supports escaping any characters. So for example, let's duplicate this line, and then I can say here inside square brackets, I can say yeah, the day is, and basically everything inside these square brackets are not going to be interpreted as tokens. So I can then say 4 Ds right here, then I can say and we're in, then I can say 4 capital Y's. So I can save this and refresh, and we now get the output right here. Okay, so just to further demonstrate this point, if I was to put 4 Ds inside here, save this and refresh, we can see now the 4 Ds do not get interpreted as tokens because they're inside square brackets. Cool. So the format method also supports some special locale aware tokens. So let's go down here and say console.log m.format and pass in an uppercase L. This right here is a locale aware token, and it's going to give us the day of the month, and the year. So I can save this and refresh. We can see here we get the month, the day, and the year. So back to the documentation. If you scroll down, we can see here we have the table for all of these special locale aware tokens. We're using this one right here. So by default in Moment.js, the locale is going to be set to English US, and of course in the US the month comes first, then the day, then the year. In Australia, we put the day first, then the month. So if I was to change the locale on my moment object, then this output is going to change. So let's go back inside here, and up here I'm going to say m.locale and say en-au. Okay, I can save this and refresh, and now it has changed to be the day first, then the month. So of course this is only going to work if you're using the Moment with Locale's version. If I was to go back to the standard version, okay, save this and refresh, we can see now it has gone back to the default English US locale. Cool. So I'm going to put this back to the Locale's version. Sweet. So we can get rid of all this stuff. We are now done with the format method. We can now move on to the from and from now method. So essentially you're able to output how long ago a day was from now. So I can say here console.log, I can say moments, I'm going to pass in here something like 2019 05 13, so May 13, and this is basically creating a new moment object. I could probably just do this instead. I can say const m2 is equal to moments, and then I can pass in here all this stuff, so it's a bit clearer like that. So I can pass in here m2, I can say m2 from now. So it's saying how long ago was this moment from now. So I can save this and refresh. We get here some human readable text which describes how long ago a day was from now. So 17 days ago right there. If I was to go inside here, and if I was to change this to something like maybe the 13th of January, save this and refresh, we now get 5 months ago. So the output is going to change based on how long ago a day was from now. So obviously very useful for things like determining how long ago posts were made or videos were uploaded, things like that. You can also just simply say from. So for example, I can say from like this and pass in here a string or a moment object. For example, if I was to pass in here 2019 0210, this is now saying how long ago was the 13th of January from the 10th of February. Save this, refresh, and we get a month ago. Okay, so of course this also supports moment objects, so I can pass in here m, and this is basically going to be the same as from now because m is now. Save this and refresh, same result right there. And that is the from and from now methods. Okay, so there's also something called calendar time. So calendar time basically is going to give you a very similar result to the from now, although it's going to be a bit more I guess readable in the sense of a calendar. So for example, let's make a new moment object for the current time and then 2 hours more. So I can say here const event moment is equal to moment like this dot add 2 hours. So basically this right here is supposed to represent an event on a calendar. So basically I can just console.log here event moments .toString, and of course save this and refresh. We get here 9:43, so it's 2 hours ahead of right now, which is 7:43. So let's go back inside here and say event moment and change this to string to be calendar like that. Save this and refresh. We can see here we get today at 9:43 p.m. So basically it's going to be doing like human readable text in the sense of a calendar. So if I was to change this to be, let's just say 6 days from now, so it's currently Wednesday, 6 days would be next Tuesday, so I can save this and refresh, we get Tuesday at 7:43 p.m. Alright, so once you extend a bit far beyond the week, things start converting to regular dates. So for example, if I was to make this 15 days more, save this and refresh, we just simply get the actual date string itself. So nothing fancy like, you know, today at this time or next week. So everything just back down to the regular date string right there. We can also find the differences between two moment objects. So for example, let's use these two again. So January 13 and the current time. So we can say here console.log. Let's just do something like m2.diff, okay, and I can say m like that. If I was to save this and refresh, our result here is in milliseconds. Okay, so essentially we're saying that the difference between this time and this time is negative whatever it is milliseconds. And if you pass in a date that is greater than your moment here, you'll get it in negative. So here, of course, this is more than this because this is more recent. So the result is in negative, which is why we saw negative right there. If I was to flip this around and say, for example, m and then m2, it'll now be in positive, okay? And what's useful is you can actually pass in a second argument here to say, for example, days. So you can pass in your units in which you would like this to be displayed in. I can save this and refresh, and we get 136 days. The same thing works for years. For weeks. Save this and refresh, and we get 19. So many units are supported with this, and you can even pass in a third argument to say true, and this one is going to give you the exact floating point value of the difference. So I can save this and refresh. Obviously here we got 19. If I was to refresh, we get 19.5462, etc. weeks. That is the accurate measurement in that unit. Okay, so that is the diff method right there. Just a few more basic ones. So you can get the current time in terms of milliseconds since epoch. So I can say console.log m.value of, and this will give you the milliseconds since epoch of this moment right here. Save this and refresh, we get this large number right here. You can do the same thing with seconds. So for example, I can say m.unix, and the same thing since epoch in seconds. Save this, refresh, and we get this result right here. You can also find the days in a month. So of course, this moment is inside May, and May has 31 days. So we can say m.days in month. Okay, save this and refresh. We get here 31. If I was to change this date to be February and do m2.days in month, save this and refresh, we of course get 28. Okay. One last thing, and this will be the toJSON method. So I'm just gonna basically serialize this moment object as JSON. So I can say here console.log, I can say json.serialize, stringify, pass in here m2. Save this, refresh, we can see here, we get this. Now I might also, just for a bit of clarity, I might actually make a constant here for the JSON obj equal to, and say moment obj, and then put m2 right there. And then stringify the entire JSON obj just like that. Save this and refresh. We get here, obviously, this key and this value. We can see here, by default, it's outputting an ISO 8601 compatible string. Okay, so you can actually change the way in which the JSON, or the way in which it is converted to JSON. So essentially, by doing this, by saying m2, I might do it before this, so I can say m2.toJSON is equal to function, and this is going to basically let you define your own way in which it'll be converted to JSON. So I can say return something like DOM, for example. Okay, save this and refresh, and we now get DOM. Okay, so this is useful because what you can do is you can do something like this. You can say return this.format, so this represents the moment object. You can say format something like this is JSON, by the way, here is the date, and then you can do something like mm-dd-yyyyy. Okay, so using the format method right there, save this and refresh, we can see this is now the JSON output. So pretty cool stuff, and this is actually standard JavaScript anyway, but of course it can be useful in the case of Moment.js. And that is how you can display and format your Moment.js objects. Thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you later.